I feel like in society and education, we're so used to putting people in boxes. And this new generation, millennials especially, we don't want to just be in one box. We want to have a variety of skills and education under our belt. And I really love how NYU lets you create that. The fastest way, I think, to share something, to spread a message these days is through digital media, through online. When I was in high school, I was open about my sexuality. I was a feminine lesbian, and this is before being gay was cooler in the media. I gained a huge online following on my blog where I would give advice and write articles about LGBTQ+ terminology and understanding and things like that. And I got a message one day from someone saying, "I love what you write. I really hate reading. Could you make a video?" And I made a video with my webcam, just answering questions sent to my inbox, and it ended up blowing up. And now when I speak at conventions like VidCon and Playlist Live and things like that, I actually created a new panel which is using social media for social change. And we're creating a whole wave of young people doing social good and spreading it through media. At NYU, I'm able to finally merge my digital life with social change in theater and activism. I started theater at a very young age. It was what I was always really great at for some reason, and it was something I loved. I've always been told, you know, education is a privilege, and I always viewed it as such, so I didn't want to just go to college, blow a ton of money I didn't have just to get a piece of paper. I wanted to utilize something I was passionate about, and that's always been theater. Just theater as a whole has changed my life, but specifically it's been the mentorship within theater. When I was getting my BFA from the University of Central Florida, I was in a touring production, a devised theater piece that was all about LGBTQ+ issues and tackling things like that were going on, which started as an independent study at my school. And the professor overseeing that was Sybil St. Clair. And right away, I created this huge bond with Sybil. At the time, my mom had passed away before I started my freshman year of college, and Sybil never had kids. And she very much was a parental figure for me. She told me about this program, and that's why I'm here today. And I wouldn't even know Theater for Social Change was a thing if it wasn't for her. When I was in my senior year of college, which is when my YouTube really took off very fast, I was in this crossroads between, do I go to grad school or do I take this opportunity to move to LA and create content for my channel and BuzzFeed and other opportunities I had out there? And hoping the first option would be available to me later in life, I went to LA. While I learned so much in LA, I didn't feel like I was growing in the way I wanted to. And I'm so grateful for my following and the opportunities I've had, because many people would say it's living the dream, but it wasn't my dream. I really miss theater. I really miss being in an educational setting. I really miss being challenged and having my fulfillment. Educational theater, a lot of people I feel assume it's only being a drama teacher at a high school or something like that, but really it is so much more. Educational theater applies into, I feel, any field of study. Applied theater falls under the umbrella of educational theater. Applied theater is using theater in a way that is more interactive or more immersive. It could be anything from a protest demonstration to a devised piece where you take personal stories. It's a whole range of things. Applied theater is really gaining a lot of popularity, which is amazing and wonderful because it is such a great hybrid of social change and the arts to make a difference. I was very fortunate in my undergraduate program because even though I was a BFA, one of my professors is one of the only applied theater practitioners with a PhD in the nation. So from my freshman year, I've already done Theater of the Oppressed, Advanced Theater for Social Change, Theater of Witness, and all of these other courses that normally are taught during graduate school to students. but because I want to one day be a professor and create applied theater programs with that are terminal degrees, NYU's Ed Theater program really gives me the insight for the administration, for creating a curriculum and all the other aspects that I didn't get in a conservatory style setting. NYU is the Beyonce of universities in terms of innovating these new necessary curriculums. And if educational theater can be started at NYU, why can't I start applied theater as a terminal degree here? My entire life, I already had such a great view on NYU. I always had this connection to NYU because my dad went here. And my dad is the son of Holocaust survivors. He was an only child. His dad passed away when he was 13, so my dad became the sole provider for him and my grandma at 13, and grew up with nothing, very poor in poverty in the Bronx. And my dad got his bachelor's and his master's from NYU, full scholarship, and NYU is really what gave him that chance and opportunity and saw potential in him. When I was 3 and I didn't know other colleges existed, I was always like, I'm going to be at NYU one day. And to my surprise, here I am. I found an old picture of my dad in Washington Square Park in like the 70s with his fro and one of those like 70s like cap things. And just like sitting in that spot knowing he was there, it was very comforting. It was very familiar. I just feel like I'm at home here.